came back down here to get a second look and to do some shooting again without the wide angle lens because I think it really underserved. Just be able to give you the right perspective. So coming back here, see the scorched, see whatever was pushed out of this through, internal heat coming out. I mean, all that got charred. And then it's coming down here. That's the next thing I noticed. So, looky. Okay. See, scalded and bubbly here. And then not. So what's happening here is like, internal heating, an internal combustion and a melting. The crust is just like a piece of toast. The crust is burning while the center part is cooking. So crust is burning faster because it's on the outside edges. But check this out. This is a little tell of some internal pressures and heat pushing out. Look at this. See how it ran out? This is a softer, finer, tanner, not scorched, just oozing out. Look at that. And look how soft it is. I mean, look how just melty it was. And just a different color because it didn't get all this extra charcoaly. It just was seeping out of the center of this. Look at that. The colors tell the story. And look, in fact, that it's coming out of a big crack there. And then meanwhile, out here on the outside of the building, the burnt, charred, crispy crust. On down, look, every bit of this is the same. And then, up here, it's up in the levels that were, not exposed at that time. I think all of this just kind of melted and just kept pouring. As you see the pour patterns here, but also the scalding patterns. Very unique and interesting to what happened out here and different than what happened out here on the crust, right? Isn't she lovely? I mean, what is this hot mess anyway? Get all that stuff dripping out of there. And again, I just wanted to get up here and show the size of some of these, just so you could see without the wide angle lens. Let's see if I can get some decent camera moves going here. See this one big piece right here? That's about as big as a small SUV, really. And again, this is not your typical industrial slabs. This is super thick. This is something else. This is next level stuff. All right, here's another perspective. From the bottom corner to that top corner, I'd say that's at least 10 feet. Might not look like it on video, but if I stood and raised my arms, probably still couldn't cover the length of that. So that would make it, I'm 6 feet, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, it's at least 10 or 11. 10 to 12 feet, definitely. Same with this big boy right here. It's just, I mean, these things are so huge, it's really hard to cover them all. Look, see this bad boy right here? From the very bottom of this right here, down at the bottom right there, angle's a little funky, to the top, again, probably 15 feet. I mean, huge. I can't even get all of that in the shot. Oh, the wonderment of it all. Good night, Irene. Look at that. More huge pieces here. I'm just trying to give you all the right. I need to get a sidekick out here, or a tripod, obviously. But, oh my God. It's like too much here. From top to bottom, again. 10 to 12 feet, something like that. They don't call these things cypress knees for nothing. Look at that knee. Knock on that knee. Okay, this just has to be shown for the sake of what it is. It's all solid concrete blocks. Melted, of course. And you know, this thing has a lip, so it was obviously a functioning dam. Some kind of, you know, engineered spillover wall. I mean, it was supposed to be like that. I was looking for it. It's one of the big tells, which over here it's debatable. So obviously they plugged the center of this tree to keep it up, right? But over here underneath these roots, why would they go in and patch underneath there? Okay. Just maybe around the lip of this. Kind of train it in so it wouldn't spill over to that so much. Okay, maybe so. But I will refer you back to this, which is, let's look across the way, shall we? And see how along the water's edge here, super straight, just on down this way. It's just too clean a gap in there. I mean, everything hugs a nice tight line. And that reads on video for damn sure. Look at that. That nice tight line at the water line. Let me get in here. Okay, there we go. There's a nice tight line there. So we have a very definite line along the side of that side for sure. Like there's a bank there, but we have these huge cypress trees. Massive weight. That and look how they're really rooted to a lip. You can't see the lip anymore. It would have to be the masonry. It would have to be, see, like this. Like, who knows how old those stairs are. But I'm sure that was just an always place, whether they redid the stonework or not. But that was a point to get into the water right there. For damn sure it always was. Okay, see how there's a lip there? Well, right next to it, see that big cypress tree? It's not rooted into the, I mean, that's just so much weight. You think that could exist and thrive for 100, 200, 300 years on a muddy bank? I mean, that would have washed away long ago. The reason why it remains and why it's so huge and it can continue to grow here, bigger one, even bigger. And look how it's just right up to the water's edge there. It's really hypersus. I mean, that's a huge tree, guys. Even this one up here, look, same deal. Super flat against the bank here is where all the roots spill over into the water here, and it's just it follows this very definite line here. So what's happening is, and if you read the tree here, just where the weight is right here on the edge of the bank. Are you telling me that this muddy embankment is strong enough to support all that weight year after year, washout after washout, rain after rain, and remain like this? Well, now the tree is supporting its own weight primarily, mostly you would think, but if you read the patterns here, the weight distribution is just, it's on what's underneath it, which was a solid, another embankment there. It's probably all this huge masonry, and it wrapped its roots off the edge of that. But it's holding on to that for sure. It's rooted in that for damn sure. Alright, and one last little thing that caught my eye right before I shut it down was this perfectly circular hole there. Again, it's something. Wasn't pushing so much out of that hole, but it's, I mean, just like these corners, super obvious, you know, it was a utility, it was a building. And it had features. It had drainage holes. All right, I always say that. One last thing. Here we go, really, one last thing. Just down here underneath. Where's that going, I wonder? It's another opening that was already there.